How to be more productive. I think it's critical to understand things before we try to improve them. So by definition, productivity is the measure of the efficiency of a person, machine, factory, system, etc. by converting input into useful output. Let's say I have to write a script for this video, so my input would be the time and knowledge to produce my desired output, which is the script. As we have many tasks to do every day, it is important to keep productivity in mind, to approach things at the right time with the best techniques. In this video, we will focus exactly on that. Number 1, plan and organize. It is absolutely essential to plan your day and your activities, because if you don't, you will lose yourself in activities you didn't intend to do. Let me give you an example on this. In the morning at 8 o'clock, you're being asked by one of your colleagues what you'll be doing at 10 o'clock. If you hadn't planned, you would say that you don't know, and because you don't know, it would be strange to say that you can't help, because you just said that you don't have any plans for 10 o'clock. Whereas, if you do plan and organize your time, you'll be able to pull out your plan and say, "Look, buddy, at 10 o'clock, I've got this task I've got to work on, and it's very important to me." You will therefore focus your productive time onto the activities you want to accomplish. Of course, I'm not suggesting that you shouldn't be helping your friends or colleagues at any point. But what you can do is you can say, "Look, I'll be more available this afternoon when I can reschedule things for later. So if you want to, I can give you a hand between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock. There are also going to be situations where the help is urgently needed and you might need to take action straight away and focus on some other urgent tasks or help others. But at the end of the day, it is very important that you have your things planned. And it is proved in 99% of the cases. Normally, things are not as urgent for other people as they make them appear. So make sure you keep your most productive time for yourself. Number 2, start with the hardest task. You have to realize that every person has finite willpower, and during the day it drains, like a battery. Your willpower is at its fullest when you wake up in the morning. Therefore, you should start with the hardest tasks while you have the most willpower, motivation, and focus. I personally practice this a lot. I have a full-time job, and I have to work from 8 until 5 in the office, but I still feel that I want to focus my most productive hours on my own projects. So what I do is, every working day, I will get up at 5 o'clock and work until 7 o'clock on my own tasks. Number 3, prioritize your tasks. In some cases, the hardest tasks are not the most important ones. Sometimes, the most time-consuming tasks are the least important, and you have to realize that. Before I start to work on a task, I'm asking myself a question. What am I actually achieving by completing this task? Am I actually moving things forward by doing this task? If the answer is yes, then I definitely go ahead and I do it. But if I can't define exactly what I'm going to achieve with this task, I just leave it, because there must be clear value in completing the task. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. Prioritizing tasks is very, very important, because you don't want to get caught in all-day activities, trying to complete some tasks that are not delivering the best results. So that's why I always evaluate my tasks before I actually start to complete them or start to approach them. So I would definitely recommend that for you as well. Number 4, avoid distraction. If you want to be productive, you have to say no to any kind of social media and constantly checking emails. To manage these distractions, I would recommend a couple of things. First of all, you could set a particular time during the day when you say to yourself, "Okay, now is my time to check my social media and check my email." That thought in your mind will keep you from going to Facebook all the time and checking things out. which eventually can lead to large amounts of wasted time. The second thing I'd recommend is thinking about your environment. Your environment affects you, and if you can build your own environment, find the environment where you're the most productive and there is less distraction. Then try to work on it, and this will definitely benefit you. So the environment is the second thing to look out for. Number 5, reward yourself. People who work longer hours don't always achieve more than people who work fewer hours. I would recommend working in time slots. For me, the best thing is to work for about 90 minutes and then have a 10 or 15-minute break just to clear my mind. You'll be losing these break times during the day, and you might think, oh my God, I could use that time to produce something or work on something. But actually, that's not the right thing. When you work too much, you get exhausted quickly and become unproductive. And another thing is that it's really worthwhile having these couple of minutes of rest, because then you can think through what you have accomplished. So definitely reward yourself with constant breaks. Number 6, give yourself time for tasks. There is no point spending hours and hours on something that is not moving anywhere. You will be busy all the day, but you will achieve nothing. Often when I start working on a task, I would probably write the first sentence up and feel really positive about working on this topic. And then I would just get stuck. 20 minutes later, I'm still staring down at the same sentence, and I haven't gone anywhere further. When this happens, it's very important to realize that if you couldn't figure it out in the first 5 minutes, you probably won't do it in the next 30 minutes as well. So my approach to this is to look at the things from a different point of view. For example, if I have to produce an advertisement or anything else and I can't get it written up, I'll try to look at it from a different person's point of view. I could imagine being a customer and thinking, okay, what things would be most important for me if I was buying this stuff? Another suggestion is to break the task into smaller subtasks. Let's say you had to write a story, and you don't know where to start. This is a big task, so the way I would suggest you approach it would be to divide it into subtasks. For instance, the first subtask would be to write down the chapters of the story. Then describe every chapter in the story, one at a time. Therefore, you wouldn't be stuck forever in one place, but moving forward and putting the story together. So all I really want to say is be conscious about these things. Know them, and when they take place, act on them. If you do so, you'll get more things done with more pleasure and in a shorter period of time. If you have any questions about areas of life where you're struggling or want to make improvements, please tell me in the comments below, or write to me at Facebook or Twitter, and I'll make a video about how best to approach it.